a number of people that have been making their way over to the YouTube podcast space. Some have come from corporate media, and some of them have either been politicians or friends of politicians or a spouse of a politician. And now we see that Michelle Obama had an announcement, something she wants to let people know. Now it appears that Michelle Obama is also making her way over to this space. This announcement was on X. She said, "I am so excited for you to get to know my big brother Craig on the IMO podcast," which I assume is In My Opinion. In our first episode, we share stories about growing up on Euclid Avenue in Chicago and the journey that led us to who we are today. From life on the South Side to going to college together to the White House, and more recently, our experience after losing our mom. It's been a lot, but we always know that we have each other's backs. For over 6 decades, we've been each other's sounding board, and now we can't wait to be yours. Okay, so hold up, man.
Create your custom insurance package with the only unbundled home insurance in Canada. That means protecting only.
Excuse me, raising my hand. If any of you have ever read Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, which I did read, I'm nosy. If you've ever read that book, all of that is explained in her book. Yeah, like all of that. The whole story about her life growing up in Chicago, her and her brother, her parents, yada, yada, going to college, her experiences at Princeton, when she married Obama, when he started to run, she didn't want him to participate in politics. All of this has already been explained. Right? But now there seems to be some reason to let's put this onto a podcast, and not just any podcast, but on YouTube. So listen to this clip here. Listen to this. So this is her and her brother. Check this out.
You know, it just, we started talking about this at the outset, why we're doing this show.
You know, post White House and writing the books and doing book tours, you know, speaking at leadership conferences, things you do as a coach, you realize that what we have, even in our lack of resources, you know, in our household growing up, we had people who would share their opinions, give us advice. We had mentors, and we were used to mentoring and being mentored. And I realize that a lot of people don't have that, you know, they don't have a safe place to come sometimes,
right,
where they feel comfortable being vulnerable and asking hard questions.
So I guess this podcast is supposed to be that safe space, right? Let me tell you, fam. Let me tell you what's going on here, okay? This is another attempt, right? Michelle Obama and her brother, and I'll show you the channel in just a second. But it's like, I'm going back to what Garland Nixon said last time he was on the show about people coming in to infiltrate the independent media space. Because let's be clear, it's not like Michelle Obama is just anybody. She's Barack Obama's wife. She was married to the President of the United States. She was very vocal after the 2016 election and said, "I can't believe all these people stayed home." And I'm pretty sure she's probably feeling that way now that all those people stayed home in 2024, because we look at the numbers and the numbers do show you that more people came out in 2020 than in 2024. The numbers are showing that a lot of people stayed home, and a lot of people who came out to support Joe Biden did not come out to support Kamala Harris, the Democratic Party, this time around. So if it's just, I just want to start a podcast to talk about life experiences and just to have conversation, you could have done that at any time. What I question is the timing of it. It happens after the Democrats have lost the presidential election. So this podcast starts up in an attempt, I feel, to try to get people back to the Democratic Party and to come out and vote next time around. After the
oh my God, this is stupid. Hey folks, another video here. So Sabby thinks Michelle Obama He's trying to sheep herd the people to vote for the Democrats. I mean, she could be, but just give her a chance. I mean, she's not even just started the damn thing, and she just started it or whatever. She just started a podcast, and already people are saying, or she's saying that, oh, it's the Democrats. It's about politics. It's always about politics, I guess. But I think nobody really cares right now. Nobody. I don't think anybody cares about Michelle Obama. I mean, and I believe Obama. Like, she's not that political, because people wanted her to run for the Democrats, and she said no. I don't think she's that political, folks. I don't think she's. And she didn't want Obama to run, her husband to run. She's not that into politics as you think she is. I believe her. I think she has more integrity than you think. I don't think she's not like a politician, like a sleazy politician to me. I could be wrong. I mean, she didn't go to the inauguration of Trump, and that said something. Her husband went. Maybe she has more integrity, if you look at it, than Mr. Obama. But I take her word for it. She said that, she explained it before, it's not going to be, well, I read something about it, what she's going to do. It's going to be about, life, but general things. I guess, she never mentioned news, what's in the news, I guess. And, what do you call, I would say entertainment, kind of. Like general stories, but not really politics. Because I read it on the internet, what she's going to talk about, I think on a blog or something. She's going to talk about not really about politics, but general things. In the entertainment, news, what do you call, you know what I mean? Or everyday thing, what's happening. Not necessarily politics, but who's the Democrats and the Republicans. Maybe certain issues, but she's going to be nonpartisan. I think explained to me. Explain's going to be a lot more on policy. Maybe policy. But it's going to be nonpartisan. They're going to try. I believe her. I believe Michelle Obama. I think she has a right to she has a right to do a podcast. And she talked about Don Lemon. Yeah, but he's doing okay. He should have more views, but he's free. He's saying more things that he wouldn't have said on CNN. So I think he's better off. He's doing better than you think. Certain things he wasn't allowed to say on CNN. Now he says it. He's more free. I mean, she had more views on and let's face it too, that was the time when that was the first Trump administration, right? He was saying things like that. He was saying stuff against Trump in the first time. Now what you might call CNN has changed. The more to the right wing. So he can't do. That's why they get rid of him, because he's more. You say anti-Trump thing. They just get rid of him. I mean, like you see, he's from the Republican primaries. That's when they fired him. It's not because of they said he was a misogynist. So the argument with, he said something about what's her name running for the Republican. What's her name? Oh, I forgot her name now. Like she's too old or whatever. I mean, but there wasn't a reason why she was. Wasn't a reason why he was fired to me. because he said something about he was interviewing Vivek Ramaswamy. I think that's when he pushed back on the interview, and he's saying something about this disgusting things about black people. Ramaswamy was, and he was pushing back on it. Yeah, I think that's why he got fired. I mean, and back then the Republican took over. The guy who head of CNN, the news department, they took over, and yeah, and they fired Don Lemon. That's the reason why he gets fired. He pushed back, and they didn't want him to do that, so that's why he really got fired. And Andrew Rye, yeah, but she's not that interesting anyways. She's on CNN. She was okay. But anyways, I want to go back. What else she's saying?
Lost in 2024, but before the midterms. You see, there's a science to these things. And a lot of times timing is everything. And you always got to kind of look at this thing. Like starting this after a loss, right? I think we all know what they're really trying to do.
It doesn't mean nothing, man. Not everybody's a shill. I mean, so if you say something nice about the Democrats, you're a shill. You're sheep herding the Democrats. Oh my God. What they do right. I mean, you have to that's not politics. That's not being fair. You can't say all the things they do is bad, and then, I mean, like, everything is bad and nothing good. If they do one good thing, you give them credit. Yeah. That's why I agree with even TOIT. They said, did they do it when they covered in the news? They give credit. Give credit as credit's due. Yeah. Even Trump. But these guys give credit to Trump, actually. The so-called Revolutionary Blackout Network. So, but I don't know if they don't give any credit to the Democrats. It's not being all honest news. I mean, you have to be honest. The customer, with the audience. And you don't want to only criticize the one side. But in fairness to Nick Cruz, he criticizes the Trump. But Sabby Saps, he doesn't really criticize the Republicans. Like Cruz goes after Trump, but she doesn't. I know that. And she's criticizing Michelle Obama. Oh my God. But she has a right to do whatever she wants. She's first lady. I mean, it's stupid. I don't think she's sheep herding anyways.
So because Michelle Obama is such a popular figure.
I don't know anyways. Maybe we don't know yet. I mean, she could be, but who cares? I mean, it's not going to help the Democrats. They have to get out their votes. Get out their base. I don't think she appeals to the base. I mean, unless their base is, well, according to them, the base is the suburbs. That's where they think their base is. Now they're going to the right. So maybe that's what, if you say she's a Democratic shill, I mean, if she's doing this to shill the Democrats, to sheep her, I mean, yeah. You can say, yeah, but the base is not Michelle Obama. And she appeals to more like white suburbans, conservative Democrats. And that's not their base to me. The base is not the suburbanites. I mean, the base is more to the left than younger voters. and the workers too. The middle class, working poor voters. But she's not appealing to. She never said what she's saying, anyways. She's not appeal. They're not appealing to. If she's shilling to the Democrats, they're not appealing to that kind of people, working class, poor. I mean, people know that she's rich. I mean, come on. So I don't think it's appealing to them, specifically the. I think it's more to the suburbanite, white womanish type, like middle class to upper middle class, kind of. That's what she's trying to do. If she is sheep herder, and that's not their base. So if
the numbers ain't showing that, by the way. But because Michelle Obama is such a popular figure, people are telling her, "Oh, you should start a podcast and put it on YouTube and da-da-da, and you'll bring people over." That didn't work out too well for Don Lemon either. What we noticed is a lot of these people that were popular in the mainstream, once they came over to YouTube, it seems like that did not transfer over. Don Lemon was on CNN for years, primetime show. At one point, it was the most watched show on CNN. He had really good ratings at one point. He gets booted. He comes over to YouTube. He should be pulling larger numbers than what he's pulling. That's the point I'm getting across, right? Angela Rye also gets the boot. As popular as she is in Democratic
But Don Lemon, he was doing good because, okay, they were doing Trump derangement syndrome, you could say, about that time. So it was all about Trump. It was all about anti-Trump. So he's doing a lot of things, a lot of good ratings back then. But now it's not about that now. So it's totally different. And he was doing that. He's doing that now in a way, I guess. And he's not doing that well, I guess now, but now it's more. You see, now there's a MAGA. And the MAGA is more emboldened. So he's not going to get. And back then it was more of a. See, the whole thing, there was more of a. It was more of resistance back then, actually. That's why. I think the MAGA now is they're more powerful. People don't want to hear it like that. Like the way he was doing it. It was really, every night was Trump derangement. He's doing that now, but he's criticized the Democrats also. And he didn't criticize the Democrats that much. I knows that back then. Now he's kind of doing both sides. See, before Trump, he was like a both sides kind of. In CNN, he used to do both sides. But when Trump came into power the first time, it was all anti-Trump. That's what they were doing. And Don Lemon was all anti-Trump. But now he could do that, but now he's doing he's criticizing the Democrats too. He's doing back to both sides. And he said he's not an independent. He said he's not a Democrat or a Republican, he's independent. So I respect him. But he's not he's doing both. He's criticizing both. And see, back then he couldn't really do just criticize. He couldn't criticize the Democrats. It was all about Trump. At some point they were shilling for the Democrats, the CNN back then. So he went to so now he's not doing great numbers, but back then he was. I think his career took off because of Trump. That's why he got the good numbers from. It was anti-Trump back then. But now he's doing. I don't know if he can still do that. I don't think he's more. I don't think could get good numbers. Well, they're not good numbers now, according to her. They're decent. But I think if he did the Trump, anti-Trump all the time, he'd be maybe less. But I think now he's doing both. He's criticizing the Democrats also. You know what I mean? So I like that. He's better now than before. He's just doing like anti-Trump. He's actually better now. In certain things, he's calling out people more, actually. I mean, so I like him. He's better now, I think.
Circles comes over to the YouTube space with iHeartRadio, also with Tiffany Cross and Andrew Gillum, and they have this podcast called Native Podcast. They should be receiving more views. So what it says to me is that people, for the most part, are not falling for it. It tells me that people are like, what are they trying to do here? Now all of a sudden they're trying to be cool. So we're now supposed to sit back and believe. They want us to believe that I'm just like you. I'm an everyday.
She's getting 7,000 views on this story. Wow. I guess she should get, well, you think if she's that popular, she should be getting more. I don't think anybody cares about this. I mean, she's getting, I think other people's getting more views actually on her when they do this story. I think because somebody else did this. Somebody did a story. Somebody did on YouTube. They did about Michelle Obama. I don't know if it was Midas Touch or some other. So I think yeah. I don't know if they might have got more views than her, than Sabby. You think she's that popular? She got way more views than this. 7,000 views. Like 20,000 at least. If she's really, I don't know. When we got a title, it's kind of a clickbait. Michelle Obama infiltrates Indian media. Well, it's not really clickbait, I guess. If she says she's a shill, she's sheep herding the Democrats. I mean that would be more of a clickbait. So maybe.
Day Joe Schmo. I know I was the wife of the president of the United States, but look at me just chilling here with my brother and all this kind of stuff. I'm dressed down. I'm just like you, but they're not. This is a facade, right? No, you're not just like us. You and your husband have a mansion in Martha's Vineyard.
I think everybody knows that. I don't think she's saying that she's just like us. I mean, come on. I don't think she's saying that. You just want to talk to people. And that's no another problem. I mean, she's not saying that she's like, I mean, I guess she's saying that she grew up poor. She wasn't rich. That's what she's saying. And she read a book. You have actually read a book. I mean, she's growing up poor. Or middle class, she grew up. Lower middle class. And her father had a disability too. I mean, you had to go to a black hospital, I think. Something like that. And she's saying that, so she knows what it's like. But I don't think everybody knows that she's not poor now. I mean, it's kind of silly. This is foolishness.
I live in Massachusetts, honey. I've never even been to Martha's Vineyard. They're trying to trick you.
This is stupid.
Let's continue.
Huggies
I think no one's
sound of a
being
hug.
fooled.
A hug can
I'm gonna
calm
end this
baby.
stupidness.
Thanks to this.
Let's end this. Let's see.
Or they don't have people in their lives they trust. They are lone wolves, or maybe they have contentious relationships where they're estranged from the people they could rely on. So a lot of people out there are looking for guidance. A lot of people have questions they want to know, especially when they see somebody of note with a platform who, by every measure looks successful. The first question is, how How'd you do
Exactly.
this? Tell me more.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only access so many people through books or at tours or at, limited leadership conferences. So I think this podcast, first and foremost, gives us an opportunity to hear from folks. We're going to be taking, questions from listeners who are going through some things and just need a little advice.
Okay, so
I like that. There you have that, folks. See, she knows something, but did not mention politics at all. This is a stupid take. Don't think about politics. I'm gonna end this.
she mentioned the word access, right? I only get access to people, so many people on podcast tours or book tours, etc. Right? So she's trying to reach more people, and she's trying to reach more people with what message, right? Probably the same message as before of this is what happened because you guys didn't come out and vote for Kamala. This just drives me crazy. Michelle Obama's new podcast, I Am Up,
She
to
never,
the class
she never
difference.
mentioned this is stupid.
Lover and always hugger in chief. So she's trying to make herself seem like I'm down, I'm real, just as you, but you're not.
Let me see. Oh, what's this?
That they can't find an authentic voice in the streets, and they don't even know how to move because nobody trusts you. So I just feel like it's fascinating. But you're going to see more of that.
Let me see. Let's see what he's talking about.
It's ridiculous. Get out of here.
Hold on. Brandon Reese says, well, it's very funny to me that we went from podcasts aren't real life to the Democratic parties thinking they need a Joe Rogan to win and Michelle Obama. Huh? You think so? Oh, you think that's Joe Rogan? Hold on. It's funny to me that we went from podcasts aren't real life to the Democrats parties thinking they need a Joe Rogan to win and Michelle Obama's trying to have my job. Haha. And she's wrong. I disagree with Brie. Michelle Obama's new podcast only 12,000 views in 14 hours despite mass. There you go, 12,000 views. And this is probably MAGA people. See, nobody cares, so it doesn't matter. So it's stupid. So what are you guys worried about? I mean, she wants to do it.
Get out of our space, right? It takes me back to something that Torrin said. This was at the Black Media panel I had a couple days ago. Torrin and Garland warned us about this. Listen to Torrin.
I think some of them are so ignored with the way the mainstream works that they can't find an authentic voice in the streets, and they don't even know how to move because nobody trusts you. So I just feel like it's fascinating. But you're going to see more of that. And like the brother Garland said before, a lot of these people didn't give a damn about doing independent media until they got the boot. Now they're trying to come out here like, hey, my brother, my sister, everything. There's a move that.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's like, now everybody's like, I'm here, I'm down with the people.
It's stupid. It's crazy, folks. She has a right to do this. I mean, so if she wants to start a podcast, and she's not gonna see, she only got 12,000 views. So it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. See, you're worried about people going to the Democrats. That's what she's worried about. Not going to the Independent, I guess. Not going to the Green Party, the Green Party is crap. I believe there should be a third party, but the Green Party is crap right now. So it is stupid. This thing is stupid. I mean, see, what if a woman wants to start a podcast? She should, man. Let her do it. See, she's not getting views anyways. I think nobody cares. And she said it's not going to be about politics. I agree. She's not about politics. I don't think she's going to do that. She might talk about politics, but I don't think she's sheep herding to the Democrats. It's stupid. Just want to hate on Michelle Obama. I mean, I know I did. And the Obamas. It's like an anti. It's like an anti. I don't say anti-immigrant, because Obama's not from. He's not a FBA. He's an immigrant. They call him. He's not really. Obama's not American, so that's why there's so much angst against him. His parents are not. One of his parents is African, so that's why they don't like him. The FBAs. She's an FBA, or African American. You're African American. So, but Michelle Obama, hey, it is stupid. To go after Michelle Obama for a podcast, who cares? Even the right wing is not going after her. Maybe they are going after her, but I don't see them saying, like, getting upset about this. You know that? She doesn't matter right now, Michelle Obama. If she was actually a threat, you see more people going after her. But you see that maybe she's a threat to you, Miss Sabby. She's a threat to certain, I think she's a threat to her. She might take views away from her. See, I don't know, man. I think maybe the Vanguard is right. They're kind of a call her low grade grifter or something like that. Low grade grifter. I don't know. But I respect Nick. Even JB I respect. I don't know about Sabby now. She has good takes, but when Trump came in, she's not the same thing. She went after the Democrats, and I agree. When they're in power, but when Trump is in power, she's not really. It's totally different. Not like she would, like, it's not like going not that hard. He knows that. She's not going that hard against the Republicans like she did the Democrats when they're in power. I mean, it's obvious. So I don't know, is it a grift? She kind of, or absence, or her audience are more MAGA, so she's not really going after the Republican like she should, to me. Anyways, folks, I'm out of this. I'm out of here. This is crazy. And Michelle Obama, I mean, going after Michelle Obama, oh my God. So what? She has a podcast. I believe she's not gonna, even if she does politics, who cares? But she has a right to do it. And it's stupid. Anyways, folks, I'm out.